Hey, what's up? It's Comic 95 the Savior, and for this video I will be giving you some very, how can I say, direct, practical, specific advice for helping those of you that are new to Japan, specifically those that have not personally already come here, but that are on their way or considering coming to Japan. These are 20 tips that I personally think will help you survive your first year here and will encourage you to make it to the 5-year, 10-year mark, etc. There's a saying amongst us foreigners here that if you can make it to the 1-year mark, you'll make it to 3 years. You make it to 3, you'll do 5, you do 5, you do 10, you pass 10-year mark, you're probably going to stay here for the rest of your life. So yeah, of course, there's always going to be exceptions to every rule. There's people that will leave on the 7th year or that'll leave on the 2nd year. Life happens, totally understand. But generally speaking, these are 20 tips that I think personally helped me remain sane, and some things sprinkled in that I wish I personally did that would have definitely helped me out a lot. Again, as I've advised before on my channel, don't think that you have to literally sit down and take notes on every single last thing. But if you were to ask me and I'm advising you as a friend and a family member, I would tell you to definitely do these 20 things, or take these 20 steps into consideration. It will make your life here so much easier. Being a foreigner in Japan is definitely very stressful, but there are definitely lots of fun things, upsides to it. There will be some contradicting advice, but again, this is for the first year. As time goes on, you will want to change your mind about some of these things, but for the first year, I would definitely suggest doing this. I personally did the majority of this list during my first year, big part of why I'm still here in Japan. I also want to say that aside from that, because I don't want to make this video too long, because I could easily make it over an hour, I will give very brief advice following each step that I give, if any at all. I will try my best not to go into a ton of detail. I'll just simply tell you what the tip is. Use your own brain. We're all adults here. You're smart, or you're close to being an adult. You can figure it out and decide why I'm telling you to do that, or what the benefits, pros, cons, whatever are. So before I continue going on with my rambling, let's go ahead and get into my 20 tips that you should do, things that you should experience, things that you should set up for yourself as a foreigner here in Japan. This is my own personal opinion and my own advice. These are my 20 tips for you as a foreigner that is new to living in Japan. Keep in mind that this is also geared towards, one more thing, also geared towards more so people that are here on work visas, but a lot of this will also apply to you as someone that is here on a student visa. All of this advice is assuming that you are of legal age, meaning that you are at least 20 years old, but this most certainly can apply for those of you that are 16, 17, 18 years old, etc. Now let's go ahead and get started with the video. Number 1, start off in Tokyo. Well, of course you can go to Osaka, Kyoto, or other major cities. I think it's so much easier to adjust to your life here in Japan if you start off in Tokyo. It's very foreigner friendly. There are tons of biracial people living here, half Japanese, is what I mean by that, half Japanese, half black, white, whatever. There's tons of English available here. They are used to dealing with foreigners. There are a lot more options for housing and jobs here in Tokyo. It'll make your life so much easier when dealing with everything from transportation to finding comfort food and clothing for plus size people or tall men and tall women, just anything you could think of. Life is just so much easier to start off in Tokyo, even if you decide that you like Osaka, Kyoto, or another city later on. This is also extremely helpful for those of you that do not have Japanese language ability. You will find it so much easier to get by just using English here by living in Tokyo. Number 2, live at Sakura House. That says a lot. It means a lot coming from me. I have a really bad relationship with Sakura House to this day, but I will also be honest with you, I'm glad that I started off at Sakura House. It allows you to instantly make friends by living with other foreigners, and unlike other share houses, especially if you stay at the pink Sendagaya House, Sakura House is, how can I say, it's a very famous share house, but it also has a very good culture and environment of foreigners talking to each other and befriending roommates. Whereas with other share houses, they're generally more isolated and closed off. The only way to get the benefits of staying at Sakura House is if you choose to stay inside of the dorm rooms. If you get a single bedroom where you have your space to yourself and everything else, you are more than likely not going to get the pros and benefits of living inside of a share house because you would be shut off and isolated. I suggest that you stay inside of one of the cheap bunk bed dorm rooms because it will instantly force you to have to talk to your roommates. You will immediately make friends with them. They will teach you things that you didn't know about Japan. For example, I talked about how I initially made my first friends there, including a girl that I'm friends with to this day, a Chinese girl, and it completely changed my perspective of Chinese people. I educated myself. I realized that I had some prejudice and racist thoughts towards Chinese people due to not having really had an experience being around them. And on top of that, she helped me learn about my now favorite electronics store, Big Camera. She helped me set up my IC card, everything else. She helped me when I was sick. I had strep throat. She took care of me. The list just goes on. So I think it's really great to stay inside of a share house, especially if you are someone that's on the shyer side. A lot of people, even people that are working here, they complain about not having friends or not, having whatever. And it's like, you decided that you wanted to start off living in Japan inside of your own private room that mommy and daddy are paying for, or you decided to get an apartment that you really couldn't afford, and now you're alone and miserable. You have no friends, no social life to start off with here, and I think that's a really miserable and sad way of living. You can get your own private space later on. As I said, I have other videos on this topic. I'm not going to spend forever on this, so let's move along. But long story short, I suggest starting off at a share house, and specifically in a dormitory style share house, and preferably Sakura House, Tokyo. I think the Sendagaya house is the perfect place for everyone to at least spend their first 3 to 6 months at least, but preferably if you can make it a year, do that, even better. Number 3, befriend gaijin hunters. Yes, they are awful, annoying people trying to use it for English, people that just want to have foreign friends, but they will help make your stay in Japan so much easier. Having friends that can already speak English and that are native not only language-wise in Japanese, but that are also native to the country. They will help you get around, they will help you with going to the hospital, immigration, anything that you have questions about, you can ask these people. So while you might be giving away free English lessons to these people and just being their token friend, at the same time they're acting as a free translator for you. They are someone that you can always go to when you want to talk, hang out, or get information like, hey, why do Japanese people do this? Why do they think that? You will learn a lot from them. A lot of the content on my channel I got from hanging out with so-called gaijin hunters. While I might have been doing a language exchange and helping them out, they also helped me out. They taught me a lot of things that I otherwise would not have known, because you won't learn it in your day-to-day life. Just see it this way. You might be feeling like you're getting cheated and annoyed by the fact they're only friends with you because you're speaking in English, but at the same time, they're really cheating themselves because they're giving away a free translation service, a free buddy system, a free wingman, whatever, in exchange for getting that free English from you. So yeah, don't view them as all evil, bad people. Yes, it's annoying, but a lot of it is out of innocence and ignorance. They don't understand why people don't want to be used for English, because most of them have no experience living abroad, and when they do have experience living abroad, again, they live in a majority country. They don't understand how a lot of things they say to you are racist, ignorant, whatever. It's typically purely out of love. They don't mean any harm. They just want to learn English, just want to have somebody to help them practice it and keep up with it. But at the same time, they benefit you more than you benefit them. So to start off with, befriend these people. Hang out with them. They will make your stay in Japan fun, worthwhile. You will learn a lot from them regardless of their gender or their marital status. As long as it's not sexual, there's nothing wrong with being friends with gaijin hunters, as annoying as they may be. Number 4, practice using Japanese in public as much as possible. That means try to read the stops on the, whatever the screen when you're on the train. Don't wait for the English to come up. Try to practice reading the hiragana and katakana. Look at menus and try to memorize kanji for things. Remember the kanji for the opening and closing of doors and entering and exiting buildings, and just make sure that you're always reading inside of your mind around you. And anytime you have the opportunity to speak Japanese, use it. Even if you make mistakes, you're going to make mistakes. For the longest time, I didn't understand any of the questions being asked at the convenience store. I would just try to repeat what they were saying, and I would just sound really stupid and say things completely wrong and butcher up the words, etc. But I eventually learned. You will not learn Japanese if you are not practicing it. If you're always using English, always relying on the English menu and on the, English speaking cashier, your Japanese will stay at a non-existent level. It is very easy to get by here just using English, so please, whenever possible, use Japanese. Number 5, divide your weekend. Spend one day out, one day at home. If you spend both days, Saturday and Sunday, or whatever 2 days off you have, going out, you will feel like you never have an off day, because you'll never have time to prepare yourself for the work week, for school, anything else. You need to have time to yourself at home, handling personal things, whether it just be relaxing, cleaning, whatever you have to do. One day out, one day you stay at home. Whichever order you want to do it in, Saturday, Sunday, doesn't matter. Just make sure you're only spending one day out, and one day you keep yourself at home. Number 6, go to bed early and wake up early. You'll be amazed at how many hours really are inside your day when you're actually using all of them and not sleeping for all of them. So many of you guys come to Japan and you are like, I want to live a party life. You want to stay up till 2 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever, or at least midnight, and then you wake up at like 10 or 11 a.m. You've wasted hours of your morning. There is no reason why as an adult you should be waking up past 6 a.m. in my opinion. I think that everyone should wake up at either 5 a.m. or 5:30 at the latest. And personally, if you can, I'd wake up even earlier than that. It gives you time to get other things done like exercising, cooking, watching and reading the news. If you're a girl, styling your hair, doing your makeup, etc. Properly taking a bath, going for a walk, taking out the trash, making your bed, just having time to yourself. Maybe you're preparing lessons, getting ready for work, whatever the case is, instead of having to rush out the door. I highly recommend you do that. I feel like it puts you in a better mood. You get better quality sleep too, and it also keeps you from, late night snacking, etc. So if I were you, I would definitely consider, waking up early, going to bed early as well. Gives you more time to be productive during the daytime. Number 7, don't be super focused on getting a Japanese spouse or best friend. So many people spend their whole time here. I don't have any Japanese friends. I need a Japanese best friend. I don't have a Japanese spouse. My visa, etc. I promise you, if you go around hunting for these things, well, of course you can and will eventually find them. The quality of them, in my opinion, will not be the best. I feel like things come best to you when you do proactively try to make and find these things, but in a relaxed manner and not where your goal every single day is to find that husband or find that wife, or your goal every single day is to find that Japanese best friend. Live your life, do your day-to-day stuff, make time to make an effort to put yourself out there, but don't obsess over it to the point where you'll drive yourself crazy. I can speak from personal experience. I'm single right now, and I will drive myself crazy if I decide to sit and just swipe all day on Pairs and on Tinder, and I, just make videos all day talking about, my dating life. I literally give myself breaks like right now and talk about and think about other things, talk to other people, focus on something besides dating, focus on learning Japanese, focus on other things, focus on learning how to cook Japanese food. Get your mind off of those things. Because if you stress and obsess over them, you are never going to be happy. You're probably not going to find what you want and what you're looking for. If I were you, I would just come here with the idea that if you find a spouse, you do. If you find a good friend, then you do. Not to say don't look for them, because you do need to be wise and make sure you're making an effort to find these things. But if you get to the point where you go beyond being proactive and you become obsessive, you're not going to find what you really want and what you're really looking for. And if you don't find those things, you are probably more than likely going to fall into a deep depression, feel anxious, feel like you're unworthy, and that's not going to be any fun for you. So yeah, definitely, it's okay to want those things, but relax about them. Don't obsess over them. You will find the best people when you are not super focused and zoned in on, I have to get married, I have to have a best friend. Relax, and those things will come to you. Number 8, plan for a solo trip at least once a week. And I don't mean like go on vacation to like some other city like Sendai or Hokkaido. If you can do that, that's great. But of course, most people cannot afford to do that every single week. But rather plan to do something, a trip, by yourself. It can literally be something local, like going to your yogi park, or deciding, hey, I'm going to go to a festival in Ueno, or I'm going to go to this new store that just opened up. Find something to do by yourself. Make it a goal for yourself for that week. This is going to be my solo trip. This is my reward for myself. Friday, I'm going here. Wednesday, I'm going to this place. But don't overbook your week. Just one place per week. No more than once per week. If you can't do that, then fine. At least try to make plans to do something at least once per month. You need to have some sort of reward and treat for yourself. Something that you do alone. You don't always need to be surrounded by people, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever type stuff. You need to find things that you can do that make you happy by yourself. Because it is important to have alone time, and it is important to learn how to make yourself happy. Because if you are constantly reliant on having friends and other people, you will become miserable here should those friends leave the country, should that relationship end, or whatever happen. You need to find something to do alone. You will learn a lot. You will really enjoy the experience and take in your surroundings and everything around you much better than when you're with the group or even another person, because there's nobody pushing, pulling you, or telling you that they're ready to go. You can truly sit, enjoy, relax, buy what you want, experience what you want, go where you want to. Don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid to try new things. And again, it could be something as simple as like, I don't even know, like going to a restaurant. It doesn't have to be you going on vacation somewhere. It doesn't have to be you even going to a store. Literally just saying, that sushi place looks really good. I want to try that place. Oh my god, that yakiniku place. I've never had beef tongue before. Choose something like that. Number 9, get a gym membership. I highly recommend Anytime Fitness, because you can use that same little keychain, whatever thing, at any gym. If you use the same gym, I think for 2 weeks or a month or whatever the case is, they eventually move you over to being a member at whatever other gym you are at. But I highly suggest it. Your purple little lock key thingy can be used worldwide. I think the gym membership is 100% worth it. I highly suggest that you get a gym membership there. You will also be able to meet Japanese and foreign people there. It's easy to make friends with other people that go to the gym, have a workout buddy. I totally recommend it. It's also a huge stress reliever when you've had a hard day at work or school, and they're open 24/7, so you can go there any time of day. You have access to a free hot shower, again, exercise equipment to, lose weight, to burn some stress off, etc. You don't have to worry about the weather outside. So I definitely recommend getting a gym membership, and if you can, I would go with Anytime Fitness. I think they're the best gym in the world. Number 10, join a church, become a member there. I know that everybody has different religions, etc. Regardless of what your religion is, I totally recommend joining the church. It doesn't matter what church you personally choose, there's tons of them. But in my opinion, I feel like being a part of a church will help you in two different ways. One, you will get to be surrounded by people that, for the most part, if you go to a good one, that love and care about you and want to support you. And on top of that, you will be around a mixed community. You will have people that are both Japanese, people that are foreigners, mixed race people, etc. I think that'll make your stay here much more enjoyable. You have people that you can, rely on should you become jobless. You have people that you can connect with and network with should you want another job. You have people you can hang out with that have, similar interests as you, people that understand your religion, your way of living, etc. It makes life in a foreign country so much easier. It is so important for you to have a system of people to fall back onto. And on top of that, if you join a Christian church in particular, for example, I think the name is Lighthouse or Lifehouse, whatever the name of that church is, they have several different locations all across Japan. And on top of that, they have their messages available in both English and Japanese. And they also have Christmas services, etc. So you have people that you can be with on these holidays, not feel lonely. And if you're looking for a spouse or friends, this is the place to go to for that. They have life groups, so you can join different groups like basketball, or maybe, I don't know, you like comedy, or whatever the case is. They have different activities to suit your needs, and you can even start one at these churches and organizations. So don't feel like you're alone here and you're the only person with your religion, or you're the only person that likes whatever. There are other people that like the same thing as you. You just have to get out there and, go places where you can meet these people, like-minded people. Number 11, use a journal. It is so important for you to actually have a journal and write down your thoughts and feelings. Again, living in Japan is stressful. You're dealing with work, you're dealing with school, you're dealing with strangers, racist people, your neighbors, everything else. I journal and vent here on YouTube, but I also type things and I write down things too. And if you choose to make a YouTube channel doing that, then you can do that as well. Find a way to let out your expressions, to let out your anger, to let out your sadness, to express yourself. You will not be able to do that with Japanese people. Culture here is very different. I have videos and stuff to talk about that on this channel, but make sure you have a place and a way to vent. You need to be able to write and talk about how you feel in some sort of way. Number 12, find a group of foreign friends. Now, while you don't want to get stuck inside the so-called gaijin or foreigner bubble, you do want to have a group of foreign friends that you can rely on, talk to, hang out with. You would do very different things with them than you do with Japanese people. You will be able to let your hair down, have fun, talk more freely, talk more deeply, and vent and rant to them and just discuss your life and your experiences here in Japan. You'll be able to do fun, touristy, gaijin things that your Japanese friends probably don't want to do or feel too embarrassed or ashamed to do. You can take pictures together, videos together. There's a lot of fun that you can have with your foreign friends. While, of course, you don't want to hang out with foreigners too much because you do want to make sure you're maintaining, building, and, expanding on your Japanese language ability, it is good to hang out with foreigners, especially if they have more Japanese language ability than you do, because more than likely they will also be able to help you learn Japanese too. But again, it's always good to have balance. Don't avoid hanging out with foreigners, but at the same time, don't spend too much time only hanging out with foreigners. Keep in mind that your foreign friends are going to be your real friends that you'll rely on and fall back onto when times get hard and tough. When you go through that breakup, when you lose that job, when you feel like leaving Japan, your foreign friends will be the ones that will encourage you to stay here, whereas your Japanese friends will be like, oh, I'm so sorry for you, pet. Do you want to get ice cream? Or I hope things get better. And that'll yeah. Long story short, if you want a real support system, especially if you have to have mental health issues, foreigners are going to be the ones that will help you, not Japanese people. Make sure you have foreign friends. Number 13, sign up for Facebook. Use it and join all relevant Facebook groups. Depending on what city you live in, what race you are, whether you're a parent or not, whether you have a business or not, there are Facebook groups for everything, every little individual, niche down, whatever category, genre, group of people that you can think of. It is so important for you to be on Facebook because being a part of these groups allows you to have a network support system and people that can help you out when times get hard. If there's an earthquake, if there's an emergency, a disaster, if you're looking for a job, if you're looking for friendship, if you're looking for somewhere to volunteer, there are groups for everything here. There's a support system for you there. I highly suggest that you use Facebook, even if it's been years. I don't even use my Facebook account. I literally have my Facebook open for both my brand as Comic95 the Savior, as well as the fact that I use Facebook groups still to this day. So yeah, definitely make sure that you have Facebook downloaded and that you join and sign up for all these groups. You will be able to connect and network with other foreigners that are living here in Japan that you otherwise would have never met. You will learn things that you otherwise would have never known. You have a place where you can search for information to, answer questions for other people so you can be useful and helpful to others, as well as post about yourself and your business side of these places too. So yes, definitely join Facebook groups. Number 14, watch and read the news daily. It is so important for you to understand and know what is going on here in Japan. So many people live here and they literally don't know anything unless their boss or like one of their foreign friends tell them. You need to be looking at, reading, and watching the news yourself, even if it's in Japanese, for starters to help you improve your Japanese comprehension and speaking skills, because you'll be able to imitate what these news anchors are saying and the way that they're saying it, their tone of voice, their formality, and on top of that, you will be able to know what you need to search for in English, because you're like, oh my god, and they're talking about, is that Russia? Is there a war going on? Okay, I need to search on this. There's also English news available. You can watch things like NHK on your phone, on your computer, and they will translate everything into English for you. You can also read the Japan Times. They have everything available in English. And if I recall, the Japan Times actually has their newspaper available in English at some Japanese convenience stores here in Tokyo. So that's another reason for you to choose to come here. But that might have changed. I don't know. Long story short, you can still read the news and watch it every day in English about Japan daily, all throughout the day. There's no excuse for you to be an adult here and not keeping up with the news. It is very important for you to know what is going on both locally in Japan as well as internationally. You need to know what's going on in your home country, what's going on in the world. Please stay informed. Do not come to Japan and just surround yourself with ramen and weeboo stuff. You need to really be an adult and know what's going on around you. Stay educated. Keep up with your day-to-day life. It'll make work easy for you too, because when you're teaching English lessons and talking to your students, you now have topics to speak to them about. You can talk about things you read about and saw on the news, get their opinions on things, etc. So definitely stay updated. Make sure you're reading and watching the news daily. It'll help you with Japanese, help you stay informed, educate you. It'll also help you maintain your English ability too, because you will forget English by staying here and always being surrounded by Japanese. I've forgotten weird words like can opener. I forgot cilantro, like just weird stuff like that I'd never think of. It's like, when do I have to use these words? So yeah, that's it. Number 15, attend meetups. I've talked about this app before, but I highly suggest that you download the app called Meetups or Meetup. They literally have a meetup for everything. So if you like dodgeball like I do, you can join a dodgeball meetup, and you and other grown people can play dodgeball once a month. There's literally fun activities like that. If you like Zumba like how I do, there are Zumba classes every single week, pretty much every day of the week. You can go and do Zumba at the park, at a gym. You like hip-hop, there are hip-hop dance classes you can take. There's literally there's literally a meetup group for anything you could think of. Some of them do cost some money, but the greatest part about them is that they are typically made for single people to join, meaning that you, the person that has no friends, no social life, no boyfriend, no husband, no girlfriend, no nothing, it's fine. And if you do have friends and a boyfriend, husband, kids, whatever, you can join too. It's open for everyone, but the majority of people inside these groups, they're single, they're friendless, just like how you are. So it's a bunch of weirdos all getting together and doing an activity that they all love, which means what's going to happen? Inevitably, you will make friends through these groups. You have a good time. You get to take pictures and videos. You're around other foreigners and other Japanese people. They have language exchanges on there. They go mountain hiking. They pick strawberries. Literally anything that you like to do, including religious related and cooking and anime and anything else, there is a meetup for it. If you are lonely and sad in Japan, it's because you did not download Meetup. There is no excuse for you to not be a part of meetups. They have every price range, every age range, anything that you're looking for, you can find there. Definitely download it. Make sure you join several groups and actually attend them. Don't be afraid to be alone. You're an adult. You're not in school. If you go there and you're not enjoying yourself, nobody's stopping you from leaving. You can go home. It's okay to leave. So there's nothing for you to lose. Number 16, create a savings account. Oh my God, so important. You will get the crap taxed out of you. Your first year, you're going to think everything's fine. And then year 2, if you're an adult, you are going to learn. You have your residence tax, you have your city tax, you have your tax, your tax, you have your tax in the US. There's so much stuff you're going to be dealing with. Make sure that you have a savings put together so you don't end up like me. Yes. Really, really important for you to have a savings account. It'll also help you if you end up beside a situation where you are jobless or you have a really expensive bill or medical expense or you need to go back to your home country. You want to have a savings put aside so that you're not worried about, living paycheck to paycheck, worrying about money. Make sure you're saving some of your money every single month, even if it's just, 1,000 or 2,000 yen. Something is better than nothing. Don't convince yourself, oh, this is not enough money, so I shouldn't save it. It is better to have 1,000 yen saved than 0 yen. Trust me, I've been in situations that were so dire and bad where I literally just needed 5 yen and I wish I had it, but I didn't. So definitely save money, save your change. Don't waste your money. Save it whenever possible. Number 17, whenever possible, try your best to avoid drama and gossip. Yes, it is really, really difficult. We will all inevitably get sucked into it. We're all guilty of gossiping, spreading rumors, drama. I know I most certainly am. Nobody wants to say it and admit it, but we've all done it before. We've all been there, done that. Nobody's an angel and perfect and drama-free and gossip-free. But you really want to be on your toes and stay away from it at all costs, especially if you're the newbie on the block here in Japan. You will find yourself in a rabbit hole full of trouble and find it very difficult to dig yourself out of. You always have to ask yourself, if somebody's coming to you and gossiping to you about other people, what are they doing with the information that you're giving them? Somebody that's always gossiping and telling other people's business and spreading rumors, they more than likely are doing the same thing with the information that you give them. They're telling all of your business to other people too. What goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. Do not tell all your business to everyone. Do not believe everything that people are telling you at work, at school, whatever. If everybody calling that girl a hoe, if everybody saying he cheated on his wife, whatever, you ain't see nothing, you don't say nothing, you avoid that person like the plague. Stay with positive people. Avoid the drama, avoid the BS. Don't laugh and joke about it on Facebook and stuff in groups and forums, because employers read that crap. There are bosses, managers, CEOs, all type principals are inside of those Facebook groups. They are on Instagram. They are seeing your posts. And they're like, oh, I'm not going to hire that person. Oh, we need to fire that person. Do not set yourself up. Parents of your students are inside of these groups. Be very careful with the people that you hang out with, your coworkers. I've been there, done that, learned that. Everybody is not your friend. A lot of people are hanging out with you for entertainment, for fun, because they feel lonely. Do not trust everyone just because you had a drink with them, just because you had a meal with them. It will hurt you in the long run. I'm not telling you to be paranoid, but I'm telling you to be smart. Do not think that just because you're from the same country, or because you like the same things, or because you work together, that you're friends. You're not. There's a difference. There's different levels to friendships. There's acquaintance, associate, friend, best friend. Everyone cannot be your best friend. If they're not your best friend, you don't tell them best friend business. That's all I have to say. Number 18, find a trusted person to vent and confide in. So, as I was saying, my last step, how you want to avoid gossiping and crap like that and drama, you do need somebody that you can talk to and vent to and confide in. Honestly, I feel like the best person to do in this situation is somebody that's outside of the country, maybe an American friend, an American family member. If it is somebody that's inside of Japan, make sure that they are far removed from your work, far removed from your school, far removed from your dating life. You do not want to feel like you have to silence somebody, if you know what I mean, after the friendship or relationship ends. This is not a viral TikTok, Instagram joke. You do not want to feel like you've given somebody too much information about yourself, or that somebody could potentially ruin your relationship or sabotage your job or your career or anything else. You want to make sure that you have somebody to vent to, because we're human, we're social creatures. You need to be able to talk to real people, not just write inside of a journal or talk to a camera like me. I still talk to my friends about my problems in real life, even after I'm done with my YouTube videos and everything else. But it is also extremely important that you are careful that the people that you do talk to do not talk themselves, because some people don't mean any harm. They're not trying to gossip and ruin your life, but they end up doing it anyway. It's really, really important that you make sure that the people that you choose to confide in, that you can actually trust them. And the best way to do this is to make sure that if they do gossip, it won't affect you anyway. For example, when I tell my business, I talk to my American friends. You're never going to come into Japan. And if you do, I know it's going to be for 2.5 seconds. You're never going to get into my circles. You're not going to want to be into the J-vlogger world. You're not going to care about any of the crap that I said. So I know that I can trust you. I can talk to you. I can tell you how I'm really feeling, what I really think. If you're having to sugarcoat things, avoid giving names, you can't be specific, then that's not a person that you can confide in and trust. Again, I personally do not recommend you choose somebody that you work with, go to school with, date, etc. You want somebody that has nothing to do with your personal life. That's why you can talk freely, openly, and it also really, really, really acts as a very, very, very good therapeutic session for yourself. You need to be able to vent and confide in someone. Number 19, go people watching. It is so fun to literally just plan a day to go outside. I love doing it late at night. So late at night, early morning, and just decide, I like this building that I can see out my window. It's like a mile away. I want to walk and find that building, take a picture of it, and just sit and watch the people around me. So of course don't be a total weirdo. Go somewhere where there's benches, where you can actually sit down comfortably, listen to some music, just sit and watch. It's even better without music. Just listen to the ambience. Watch people meet their boyfriends and girlfriends. I love doing this at train stations. It's extremely fun to do. Very, very, very relaxing. And I promise you, it'll really help you reevaluate your want to stay inside Japan. If you're ever having those moments where you're like, oh, I want to leave Japan, I'm tired of this, I feel lonely, I feel sad, whatever. Yes, I feel a little bit sad too, but to be honest, going on that walk when you see the street lights and you smell the city food and you see the cars, hear the noises and just everything going on around you, reminds you why you love Tokyo, why you love Japan, why you wanted to come here in the first place. It's fun. It's fun to be able to see other people, and to be honest, especially if you're a girl, people are going to come up to you and want to talk to you. They're going to want to be your friend. They're going to ask you where you're from. You will literally get modeling opportunities from doing this too, like how I know I have. People will scout you. You will have so many opportunities just by like going outside, sitting, and watching other people. Plus, it's great exercise. I want to get back into the habit of doing this, but I used to literally go outside for a 3-hour walk every evening, and I would walk from my Shibuya place all the way to Ikebukuro, and I would sit and just people watch. I highly recommend doing it. It's a lot of fun, it's therapeutic, it's free, and you can do it any time of day, but I personally recommend doing it at night because it's not too hot, not too cold if it's during the summertime, and again, everyone's off work, it's more relaxed. You can do it during the weekend if you work during the weekdays, do it on Friday night, Saturday night, whatever the case is. It's a lot of fun, it's relaxing, and if you have a pet like a dog or something, I'm sure they'd enjoy having a long walk too. So yeah, I totally recommend doing something like that. People watching. It's fun. It doesn't have to be creepy. Again, find somewhere where you can sit down on a nice bench, enjoy a drink, a snack, whatever, take some pictures and videos along your way. Find places that you want to go to. You can literally take pictures. Oh my god, I want to come back here. Places that you would have never seen just taking the train and bus everywhere. You will see walking by foot. Try it out. And last but not least, number 20. Love and accept yourself. So many people complain and be like, oh, you'll never be Japanese, whatever. That's fine. Except the fact that you're not going to be Japanese, that you will always be a foreigner, you will always look foreign, people always speak English, whatever. Accept these things. Accept them. It's a part of life. Move on. And with that said, you have to learn to love yourself. If you're always trying to be Japanese, you're always trying to change something about yourself, whatever, you are going to be miserable here. If you're always looking at yourself in the mirror, like, oh my god, I'm fat, oh my god, my skin is dark, oh my god, I'm tall, oh my god, I'm whatever, you're going to drive yourself crazy. No matter how much you suck in your stomach, or you wear that girdle, or you stay wearing, black everywhere, people can see you. We can see that you're fat. We can see that you're tall. We can see that you're black. We can see that you're ugly. Nothing that you do is going to change that. I'm sorry, I'm keeping it cold and blunt with you. And because of that, love yourself. Accept it. Other people are going to love and accept it about you too. And to be honest, you're being so much harsher on yourself than everyone else is around you. Nobody cares about you. While you're busy worrying about how tall you are, how fat you are, how short you are, how dark you are, how ugly you are, they're worrying about the same things too. They're like, oh my god, what do people think about me? Am I ugly? Am I weird? Am I too tall? Am I fat? Oh my god, hot foreigner. I look so ugly next to them. That's what they're thinking. You're literally freaking out for no reason. Learn to love and accept yourself. I know it sounds so cliche, so whatever, but I promise you, you will drive yourself crazy if you try to do anything else besides that. So, that is it. Those are my 20 tips for you if you are new coming here to Japan. Basically, find some sort of work-life balance type situation for yourself. Too much work is not good, but too much play is also not good. Save some money so you will be prepared when things go bad. You lose your job, your relationship ends, you want to go back to your home country, whatever the case is, you have backup money when you have bills and taxes to pay. Find things to do that are fun, not just with other people, but by yourself. You need a support system of both Japanese and foreign friends. If you can only have one, then fine, foreign friends will be enough. But you cannot live in Japan by yourself. You need people. Life is about people. Life is about relationships. Life is about you. You need to focus on you, making yourself happy. And part of making yourself happy and keeping yourself sane is building connections and relationships with other people too. So, that is it for this video. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you have any tips you would like to share with people that are new to Japan, please leave a comment down below. If there's anything that you disagree with on my list, please tell me. You are open to disagree. This is not a yes man community. You have the right to have your own opinions, your own thoughts on things that you personally do as a newbie here in Japan. Again, these tips are for your first year. There are things that you want to change as you go on. For example, like I mentioned with your housing here, you do not want to stay inside of a share house forever. And again, it depends on the type of share house. So I said specifically a dorm, and preferably the Sendagaya house. I can speak from personal experience. After having lived at several different share houses, none of them were like that share house, especially when I got private rooms. A private room isolates you. It's a very different experience. So totally depends on the place. Some of these tips are very specific for just your first year, and after the first year you want to change that. For example, you do not want to have all your friends being Gaijin hunters after your first year here. You definitely want to start making normal friends. But your first year getting started here, they will make you feel comfortable here. They will answer your questions here. They will help you out a lot here. You are definitely going to want to have people that are bilingual, native, fluent in Japanese and English. So that's it for this video. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I wish you the best of luck if you're new here to Japan. Don't freak out. Relax. You will make friends. Be patient with these things, and as long as you're being a good person, you know how the saying goes, have to be a friend and make a friend is true, you will definitely find exactly what you are looking for. Don't stress out about it. Just pray about it and do what you can to make them. But being sad and crying at home at night and telling yourself that you need to go back to your home country will not change that for you. If you're not actually going out and making an effort to make friends, you're not joining groups, you're not getting out the house, you're saying no to everything, you're refusing to learn Japanese, then of course you're going to be miserable here. You're not going to enjoy your life here. You have to try new things, try new food, spend time alone. So many people here are so reliant on being in groups and having their boyfriend or having their wife or whoever around them, and if you're always so reliant on other people to be happy and to function and to live, you will be miserable here. You have to get used to being alone and see having friends as something temporary. You temporarily spend time with your boyfriend and friends. You temporarily spend time with other people, but get used to spending the majority of your time by yourself. If you're always smothering other people, people will start to get annoyed with you. You will become super dependent on them. It will make you go crazy. You'll become anxious and depressed. I speak from personal experience. So yeah, that's it. Give me your own 2 cents down below. If you haven't already, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can check out my YouTube channel's homepage. I have videos on just about every topic that you can think of on living, working, dating, and studying here in Japan. If you have a question, I've probably already answered it there, so please use the YouTube search bar on my YouTube channel's homepage. Otherwise, if you have any more questions about living, working, studying, or dating in Japan, please leave a comment down below, or you can send me an email directly, and I will make a video answering your question. Other than that, my social media links are down in the description box below. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Everything's down there as well. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and I hope you will watch another video. Bye.